Because I've already shared 3 today, I really should leave this one to the morning. But because I'm like a big kid, I decided that because I love it so much, I'm going to share it now. So this is the sun. And funny enough, it was the one I was most nervous about painting. Like, I didn't want to get it wrong. But it's not as if I'm even the one doing the painting. I'm just putting paint on the thing and then it's sort of channeling itself into a picture. Anyway, typical imagery has obviously a large sun in the background, and then usually a child on the back of a horse, which I think possibly depicts this idea of Horus, but obviously that's not what I've drawn. It's sort of like a reddish type, red and orange energy around the back, which is circular, and then there's 2 figures looking at each other in the middle. And the female figure on the right, to me, looks like Artemis type symbolism with this large owl on her head. It looks like a spirit with its head bowed, and then this sort of old looking face, which I think actually relates to Nu, funnily enough. He is basically a crescent moon, a dark crescent moon, and then a light, bright crescent moon, and then his body down, and there is a penis, which made me laugh. Miss that bit off, can we? And then there's a window between the 2 of them where there's 2, like 2 suns, essentially. But that window is actually kaf again, which means hand, but it also does mean bowing, like I guess in reverence, which is what she's doing on the right-hand side, it looks to me. And then they're kind of surrounded by this sort of other spiritual energy, I guess, different angels and things. I haven't used my pens on this one yet. I probably will, but I think actually the imagery that will just be because when it dries, it won't be as striking. There's like 3 rays of light that come down basically into them. So you can see the owl a bit closer, but you can also see top right. It looks a bit to me like this idea of an angel, perhaps, with their mouth wide open, shouting. Obviously can't tell what they're shouting though. And here there's just like a close-up of like what looks like different beings coming in and watching on the left-hand side. It was quite ghost-like. On the right-hand side at the bottom, by her legs are like, I don't know, dragons or something coming through. They're almost coming through her legs. So I think that comes back to this idea earlier about this idea of the void, the nutmeg concept, or a gateway. So if I was to pull this card for myself or in a reading for somebody else, it just speaks to me of absolute positivity, joy, connection, everything working out how it's supposed to, and being guided. And if you had any worries before, you definitely don't need to have them anymore. That rhymes. I think this is the favourite one that I've drawn today, because the one that I shared this morning that looks a bit like Coma Berenice, I actually drew yesterday, or channeled yesterday. Thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe.